I'm delighted to have Jessica back with us at the Writers' Conference. She's a writer, intuitive coach, and speaker. She writes fiction and nonfiction, focused on individuals learning to claim their power, and she coaches creatives to do the same in their professional lives. So with no further ado, no such thing as a solitary writer. Enjoy.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us at 9:30 in the morning. Normally I don't do things before noon, so my cat got me up at 5:40. When I was 30, I basically had a midlife crisis and knew if I stayed in my corporate job, I would be miserable forever. And that's when I got into writing. There's a writer's row over here that everybody should go check out, and one of the groups in it is Kansas City Writers Group, and that's what initially launched me into my writing career. And I thought I was just gonna be alone in my room, and I was so wrong. And so this is about all of the relationships and how to build things and how to just make your life a little more easy and fun as a writer by building your community. And are slides up, or? All right. Oh, well, we're gonna have to do it this way, I guess. All the stuff she said about me was true. And the one thing I do want to point out is that I am a neurodivergent intuitive. So the reason this is important to talk about is neurodivergent brains, one of their strengths is creativity. So a lot of people I work with are neurodivergent, even if they, so I graduated high school before the year 2000, and if you also graduated before 2000, we were in the dark ages of neurodiversity research. And so there are some tricks and tools that I teach that even if you haven't been tested or don't identify or whatever, if you have a creative brain, a lot of times if you just try some tools that work for ADHD people or just different people on the spectrum, it may work better for you for your creative life. My particular brand of neurodiversity is I'm an HSP empath with mirror touch synesthesia. So I did used to run an arts and literary magazine and a nonprofit, and I used to be a developmental editor. The reason I got into coaching is because I was editing for my clients. I saw they had high quality work, but the reason they weren't continuing in their career was because of the mental health aspect of it and because they didn't have a good community sometimes. And so that's why this is so important, because our job is super cool and interesting, but it's more fun and interesting if you don't stay like this your entire career. So do you guys ever, is this like an image that resonates with anybody in the room? A couple hands here, a couple head nods. And this is how it starts. This is how it starts every time, right? You've got this idea and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna get it on paper. And it's all in your head and you're trying to get it out of your head, but then you get more in your head and you kind of get stuck sometimes, right? And so in order to move forward, a lot of times we have to go ahead and reach out to other people. And there's a lot of reasons for it. And it doesn't matter what stage of your career you're at. So whether you're uninitiated, meaning you're just starting out, you're figuring out your voice, you're figuring out your portfolio, initiated, you've been published a few times, you've got a handle on your voice and your craft, or if you're established and you're comfortable and you've got, industry contacts and a portfolio, you're getting paid consistently, it does not matter which stage of your career you're at. You are always going to need objectivity that you cannot get unless you have community. There are also stages where you are going to want to give up. And that's another reason your community is so important, because you can borrow their energy and their excitement to keep you moving forward. And a really hard part for writers specifically is we write on the page, and on the page means in a document on a computer a lot of the times. And that means that we don't understand the real progress we've made because we aren't printing it out every day, and we don't see stack after stack after stack of paper. So it's hard for us to remember how far we've come, but when you have a good community, they're gonna help you remember how far you've come, and they're gonna help you get to where you wanna go to. So this is gonna apply no matter what stage of your career you're at. Your writing career will start alone, and it is going to last and thrive through the relationships that you make. It's going to help with personal growth because you are never going to be able to see your own blind spots, never be able to see objectively, And you're also going to have people challenge you. So the Kansas City Writers Group, one of the women who runs it is Mary Lane Camberg, and she's like, hey, come be an editor on this magazine. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? Why should I be an editor? And if I hadn't had a mentor to push me to that level, I never would have gotten to my editing career. But she saw the potential. It scared the shit out of me. And I said, okay, I don't think I can do it, but Mary Lane says I can do it, and she hasn't lied to me yet. So I'm just gonna believe in her trust for me, and that's what helped propel me forward. And the same thing will happen for you. Emotional support. Writing is a weird job, right? And we get rejected so often. And if you are talking about it with people who are not creatives or not writers, they may just say, you're nuts, why are you doing this, give up, right? But the other writers, the other creatives, the other people who have this story that if they don't get it out, they're gonna go crazy and they have to do it, they're gonna understand why you keep going, and they're gonna be the ones who are gonna help you hit the next submission or turn something in that after you've been rejected and it hurt really badly. And then happiness and enjoyment. There's a longitudinal study that went on for like 80 years or something, and what they studied was people's health over the whole entire thing. What they found were their relationships were the key to health and happiness. And so your relationships are going to help you enjoy your career more. And so many of the creatives who come to me are living their dreams, but they're white knuckling it, they're worried about it slipping away. They forget that they are living their dreams, and your friends and your support system are gonna say, hey, yeah, I know, you just did a huge thing, you published a book. Can we go out for drinks and celebrate before you worry about why you're not on the bestseller list yet? This is why you need your community. Oh no, too much talking.